There is a moment you can feel the opportunity. You have everything you need to move forward, and something invisible pulls you back. Most people label this laziness, or fear, or lack of discipline. Psychologists have a more precise term, success avoidance, and research shows it is most common in people with the highest capacity for self-awareness. By the end of this video, you'll have the ISR framework, 3 steps, and 1 question that research shows breaks the self-sabotage loop permanently. Roy Baumeister at Case Western spent 20 years studying self-regulation failure. His finding: self-sabotage is not a failure of effort. It is a misfiring of the brain's threat detection system. When the brain perceives that success carries risk, social risk, identity risk, the risk of raising expectations you might not meet, it generates avoidance behavior. Not as a weakness, as a protection mechanism. In 1978, psychologist Pauline Clance named a specific pattern within this: imposter syndrome. The belief, held most intensely by high performers, that their success is undeserved and discoverable. The more capable the person, the more clearly they can see the gap between what they've achieved and what they believe they deserve. This gap is not real, but the brain treats it as a threat. Person A achieves something significant. The threat system fires, not at the failure, but at the success. They procrastinate on the next step, undermine relationships that are going well, or create a crisis that justifies not continuing. The behavior looks irrational from the outside. From inside the brain, it is perfectly logical. Person B recognizes this pattern in themselves. They do not fight it. They name it, separate from it, and redirect. Here is the ISR framework. Step 1. Identify the pattern. Before the avoidance behavior begins, name it precisely, not as a feeling, as a mechanism. My brain is generating avoidance because success carries a perceived threat. This act of identification alone reduces the behavior's power. Step 2. Separate self from story. The story the brain tells, "I don't deserve this. This will be exposed eventually," is a prediction, not a fact. Polly Shirch research at UCL on the optimism bias shows the brain generates predictions that match its threat level, not reality. You are not your brain's worst-case narrative. Step 3. Reframe the threat. Ask 1 question. What would I do here if I already believed I deserved this? This question bypasses the imposter loop entirely and re-engages forward action. The tool: 1 question, used at the moment of avoidance. What is the smallest action I can take right now that proves I belong here? Not a motivational statement, a behavioral anchor. It takes the abstract threat and converts it into a specific action the brain can execute without triggering the avoidance system. You now understand something most high performers spend years not knowing. Self-sabotage is not evidence of who you are. It is evidence of what your brain believes is safe. Those are 2 completely different things, and now you can tell them apart. But if self-sabotage is about how we see ourselves, the next question is, why do we hold beliefs about ourselves that were never true to begin with? That is confirmation bias, and that is exactly what's coming next.